All you've been doing is moving boxes around. Are you stronger now?
Here's the story. So
are you all ripped? Do you have like muscles now?
Well, when you're my age, you don't get muscles. You just lose less flab. So the skin hangs a little lower. Or a little. It's not quite as low. The skin hangs not quite as low.
Tighter skin.
Well, right. But so here's this deal. I got this load full of stuff, right, in the back of my truck. It's a small load. And on the way to my house, from my new house from my old house, I called my son-in-law and said, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm shopping. And I'm like, so come help me unload. He says, yeah, I'll be there within 45 minutes. I say, cool. So I get out of the truck and I do something with the phone and then unpack the entire truck, and then the phone goes dead. And somewhere in a truckload of boxes, I suspect, is my phone. So it was a 2-day fiasco of looking right everywhere, multiple times, and then finally getting one. But
finally getting a new one because you gave up on the search for the old one, right?
$600, and as a result, when the company that installs the internet called my cell phone to confirm the appointment, they weren't able to, and it didn't work.
It's all connected,
so
man.
It was like, catch-22. I was going to change my name to Major just to, fit into the drama.
Exactly.
And, where do you go? Where do you start?
If the email system is down, send us an email.
Oh, yeah, right.
No.
And I'm like, I finally get to the big box store where I bought my phone and get a good price. And she said, well, I have to have your password. And you have to have access to internet. And I said, well, I don't have internet. I don't have a computer. I have a phone that's lost, and I own all these things. Therefore, I have a footprint about the size of fucking Portugal. Right. So certainly you can find me and give me access to my account so I can, replace my phone. Why? Because I paid for that. Mm-hmm. Now this other company that controls the network itself is saying, well, we have to have this, and you have to verify this, and we'll send you a code, and we'll verify. We're round and round, and the lady who's waiting on me is the one who's talking, and she is so great. She's at the end of a shift, so she's like a little pissy to begin with, probably. I just loved it. And she said, look, this isn't complicated. He doesn't have Wi-Fi. He doesn't have a phone. You have his code. I need to speak to a supervisor.
Nice.
Well, a supervisor won't. I don't. Thank you. I know what a supervisor is. I want yours. Oh, supervisor comes on, blah, blah, blah. And she says, blah, 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 and explains the whole thing. And he says, well, the fact is that the security, blah, blah, blah.
We can't verify, right.
And so she says, listen, he's sitting right here. You've got security questions, probably about 7 of them. Start asking them. And I take the phone, and I say, I don't understand why this is so complicated. Go ahead, shoot. Question number 1. And it's like, what's your mother's maiden name, and what's your favorite pet, and where'd you meet your wife, and what's your brother's middle name, parentheses, it's not Jose, end of parentheses, these questions.
Right. Would you like to answer those on the air right now?
They want to do it.
No.
I had to go to Verizon that controls the information. They said, can we see your driver's license? And I flashed it in front of them and said, you're good. What do you need? So I bought my phone there. It took 15 minutes.
Wow.
Cost me 20%. Because it was cheaper at the other place. But here's the security question. I'm doing this credit card thing, right? And they asked me security questions to verify that the guy who's opening the account, is me.
Right.
And asked me these questions. And one of them is, listen to this.
What's the name of your podcast?
Have you ever owned any of the following?
Nice.
A Old Crown 14-foot fishing boat. Describe another fishing boat, a third one, another fishing boat. Now, the woman who's on the phone with me asking me these questions, I said, are you kidding me? I've owned boats off and on all my life. What are they named?
You want the serial number?
Can I check all 3 or what? And she said, no, which of the following have you owned? So just repeating it. And I say, well, okay, it's like a game show, I say to her. Right. And I pick the first one. And she says,
final answer.
Please hold, sir. I have to call my manager. And then the manager comes in.
It's too bad you can't phone a friend.
Right.
Because you don't have a phone.
I could get all right. If you could just hand your phone to someone who has an account with us.
Nice. Yeah, those questions, that's such a mixed bag because on the one hand, people do walk into places pretending to be other people and guess at, if it's multiple choice, if there's 4 answers and they guess wrong and they say, oh, well, sorry, we can't. And then they make a big kerfuffle and then walk out and go over to the next, AT&T store or whatever. And now they have one of the answers checked off that they know it's not or whatever. You can game that system, but, and also you can like,
but let's be reasonable.
But almost no one,
let's be reasonable.
99% of people.
Have you ever worn the following makes of men's black socks? And then lists, right? And you're like, oh my God, I've been wearing men's, it's like a 55-year love affair with men's black socks. How long of a list do I get to choose from? They give you like 18 choices and say, select one. Right, I mean, that's a security check.
17 of these are decoys that
about Jerry Lewis.
Only the real dentist would know.